All right, and we're live. We'll give it just about 30 to 60 seconds so we can allow everybody time to log on, and we'll be right back with you. So that alarm must mean it is time for us to get started with live from Currituck Extension. So good morning, everybody. My name is Cameron Lowe, and I am Currituck County's County Extension Director, which means I get the honor of supervising the activities of the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Currituck County Center, and supervising some wonderful people like the one that I've got with me here today. So I just want to introduce to you Mr. Billy Caudle. And Billy, I will actually turn it over to you, let you introduce yourself and tell us where we're going from here.
All right. Well, thank you. I want to thank everyone for watching. My name is Billy Caudle, and I'm a program assistant, and I get the honor of working with Cameron on a daily basis. And we have a good time and bring lots of programs to youth in Currituck County. Cameron encourages us to go outside of our comfort zone. And this video for me is definitely outside of my comfort zone because cooking is not my great talent. Although I can eat and get by, but some people, they just love it, and I'm okay with it. But one of the things that I like to cook is a chicken bog. And the reason I like chicken bog is because, or I have to cook it, is you just can't get it here. And when I was much younger, some friends of mine introduced it to me, and it's really a low country South Carolina dish made of rice, chicken, and sausages cooked in chicken broth. And it's really good. And if you live down in Charleston, you can go to a restaurant and order it just like you order a steak, and they'll have it, and it's very good. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't live there. So I make it myself. So I want to thank you again for being with us, and let's watch this little video that we put together, and it will explain a lot about how to make chicken bog and what exactly it is, and then we'll talk about it later.
Sounds great. I just want to let viewers know before I hit the play button that if you have comments or questions during the course of this video, be sure to type those in the comment box if you're watching on Facebook Live, or in the live chat if you're watching on YouTube Live. And here we go, without further ado.
Well, hello there, and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Billy Caudle, and I'm a 4-H program assistant with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension in Currituck. And I must tell you, I never thought that I would ever do or be doing a cooking video, because if you knew me, that is just something I don't do. I don't cook very much. I do enjoy eating quite a bit, but cooking is never been my thing. But there's one thing that I do really love to eat, and the only way I can get it is to make it myself, and that is called a chicken bog. Now, what is a chicken bog? Nobody around here seems to know, but it's basically a dish made in one pot, and it consists of rice, chicken, and sausage. And that's pretty much it. Now, it's not a gumbo, so it's not soupy. It's more dry, and you can eat it with a fork as opposed to a spoon. So I'll tell you what, I'm talking to everybody today, kids and adults. You can make this for your family, kids, your mama, or somebody might need a break from the kitchen. You can learn how to do this. If you'll stay with me, we'll do it together, and I promise you, it'll be a good meal that you'll learn to love just as I have. Okay, so let me give you a little history of a chicken bog. Chicken bog is basically a low country South Carolina meal. And by low country South Carolina, I mean from the South Carolina line, coastal, down through Charleston, that area. And back in the 17 and 1800s, there was a lot of rice grown in low country South Carolina. That was one of their main cash crops down there. In addition, pretty much everybody kept chickens. So you had chickens available, and everybody had livestock, including hogs or pigs, and they would process those for hams and sausage. So if you were having a bunch of people over, you could put in one pot, you could boil a chicken, use the broth. After you debone the chicken, throw in your sausage, throw in your rice, some seasoning, and cook it. And there you had a great meal that would feed a lot of people. Now, that is how they did it then. I take some shortcuts. One of the shortcuts I take is I usually buy a rotisserie chicken from a local grocery store and debone it. I buy some sort of packaged sausage and cut that up. And I also use fat-free chicken broth, which makes this dish a whole lot healthier than it used to be in the olden days. Okay, so now I have deboned my chicken and put it here in my pot. And the sausages here, I just cut up like this. And we're going to add those. All right, so once our sausage is added, we can add our rice. And this is a cup and a half of just regular long grain white rice. And then we're going to add about 4 cups of chicken broth. If you run out, you can always use water or use a little bit of water. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So good, we came out good. And then when I add a little salt, and a little bit of pepper to taste. So right there in that one pot is your basic chicken bog. Okay, so now we have our chicken bog in the pot cooking away. And I want to say it takes a little bit more liquid cooking a chicken bog than it does just cooking rice. Generally, if you use 1 cup of rice, you need 2 cups of water. With chicken bog, it's kind of like if you use 1 cup of rice, you need about 3 cups of broth or liquid, because the chicken and the sausage seems to absorb a lot more as well. So remember that. In addition, after this comes to a boil, we're going to cover it and we're going to let it simmer for 20 minutes. And about 15 minutes into that simmer time, we're going to add some frozen vegetables. Now, I generally throw these in the microwave and at least thaw them for about a couple of minutes. And then add them at the 15-minute mark, stir them in, put my lid back on, and then everything will be finished up 5 minutes later. Adding these vegetables gives it a little bit of color, a little bit of interest, and of course adds a vegetable to it as well. So that will fancy it up just a little bit for you. Okay? Okay, now our bog has come to a boil. You can see the steam, so I've cut the heat down to a simmer. I'm going to cover it, and then we're going to wait about 15 minutes, and then we're going to add those vegetables. Here we are at our 15-minute mark in our simmering time for our chicken bog. So what we're going to do now is add our vegetables and give it a big stir. Ooh, that looks good. You would not believe how good this smells. Oh my goodness. All right, so put the lid back on, return to the heat, and wait 5 more minutes. And now our chicken bog is complete. And here it is. Now that's a big pot of food, and it'll feed a lot of people, probably 6 to 8 easily. I hope you have enjoyed this today, and I hope you've learned a little bit about low country South Carolina food, low country South Carolina, and a chicken bog. And I can tell you, it is super, super duper yummy. So, I hope you make one for yourself. And I got one more little secret, and you got to promise not to tell anybody. Leftover chicken bog is fantastic. And even more, heated up leftover chicken bog for breakfast with a couple scrambled eggs is absolutely amazing. I hope you've enjoyed your time today, and I want to thank you for joining in and learning about chicken bog. So, bon appetit, y'all.
All right. Hey, Bill, you got a couple of admirers. So
Well, hello there.
We're just gonna start over. How about that?
Okay.
We do have a couple of admirers here, so I wanted to just share that message with you. So apparently your sister and nieces down there in Charleston, South Carolina proper are watching for you. And then we did get one question during the video, so let me share that with you too. There you go. So Allison asks, what kind of vegetables do you use?
Okay, that's a good question. I used to use the just a regular, I guess you'd say, Food Line brand mixed vegetables, but now I use more like the Steam Fresh type of mixed vegetables, and it's got the asparagus in there, and that's one reason I like that. So you don't want to leave those vegetables in there the whole time cooking, because they get soft and smush. So I only put them in there the last 5 minutes so that they are still firm when you serve your chicken bog.
Very good, very good. All right. Okay. So Billy, you gave us a lot of some facts about the local area in Charleston, which is where you're from and where this recipe originates. But we're here in Northeast North Carolina. Anything else?
Well, and that's what's important about here. And as there, when this recipe was brought up or was concocted, people looked right around their area and used what they had to make food. And right here in northeastern North Carolina, we have a lot of local farmers and producers, and we probably should look to those at stands and grocery stores, and let's support our local producers and use what we have to feed ourselves. And I know you won't know a lot more about that than I do, Cameron.
I don't know about a lot more about it, but yeah, I'd encourage everybody just to, our farmers are having a rough time right now in terms of getting their product to market and some different things like that. So especially as much as we can here in Northeast North Carolina, here in Currituck County, I think it's very important for us to support those local producers. We've got plenty of pick your own strawberry operations. We've got our farm stands. We've got several fresh vegetable producers and things like that. So I'd encourage everybody just to, really support those operations and, help our farmers get through this difficult time as they help feed us every single day. And I think that would be key. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up, Billy?
Well, I do. In the comments section, or if you look down low down there, I've included a couple links to some recipes for chicken bog. The one that I did for you today is a very basic bog, but people like Paula Dean have done all kinds of things with it. So I encourage you to pull those up. By the way, did you see how fast I cut up those sausages? That was really, I didn't know I could do it that fast.
That was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. I said I would agree. That was pretty amazing.
It was amazing. And one little thing I want to leave you with, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but there was a cameo appearance in the video of my dog, Queenie. So if you didn't see it, you're going to have to go back and look at it again.
Check her out. I caught Queenie about the 4th time I went through the video. So she's in there making her guest appearance. All right. Thank you, Billy, for being with us today. And folks, that's it for today's episode of Live from Currituck Extension. If you have questions or comments or chicken bog recipes of your own that you might like to share with us, you can do so in the live video comments, or you can go online and interact with us through email or social media. All that information is found in the video description below. So please do that. Also in that description is a very brief 5-question evaluation, and we really appreciate it if you go give us some feedback on this and the rest of our videos as well. And that'll help us just improve our future content. Want to remind you that tomorrow's class, if you're a gardener or you're just getting started or interested in getting started, tomorrow's class is going to be Insect Pests in the Garden, led by Adam Formella, our agriculture agent. So don't forget to tune in at 11:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll see you then. Billy, it was great to see you face to face, and thanks for that awesome recipe. I'm going to try it this week.
Great. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.